No, I have left America because my success was in another country and my boyfriend was in another country.
Will Tina Turner's 4 children inherit her $250 million fortune, or his legacy to Erwin Bach? On May 24, 2023, Tina Turner died at 83 after a long health battle. She was diagnosed with intestinal cancer in 2016 and had a kidney transplant the following year. A week later, a Swiss newspaper reported that her husband, Erwin Bach, was silent but drawn by grief after being seen for the first time after the musician's passing. He read cards with interest and carefully picked up bouquets of flowers to place them with other bouquets. The outlet wrote of Bach's appearance in front of their $76 million home in Zurich, where fans had left tons of gifts. The proud Mary hitmaker notably acquired citizenship in Switzerland in 2021, after over a decade of living there. "I have left America because my success was in another country, and my boyfriend was in another country," she told Larry King Live in 1997. She added that she was splitting her time between the UK, Germany, and the south of France. "But Zurich was her home, because my boyfriend moved there to run the company, and I always wanted to go to Switzerland, and I was very happy." It does make you wonder where her $250 million estate will go to Bach or her 4 children, with her abusive ex-husband, Ike Turner. How did Tina Turner amass her $250 million fortune? Turner had already made a ton of money by the time she retired in 2009. The twice Rock and Roll Hall of Famer made $920,000 from U.S. streaming services, $2 million from streaming services outside the U.S., and $700,000 from her catalog, which she sold for $50 million to music company BMG in 2021. But in 1978, after finalizing her divorce from her first husband, she got nothing. No money, no house. "So I said, I'll just take my name." She then did cabaret shows and cleaned houses to make ends meet. She even used food stamps during the time she was appearing on TV shows like Hollywood Squares. It obviously worked out in the end. Her final tour in 2008 brought in over $132 million. While her 2000 tour raked in about $120 million. In 2018, she executive produced Tina, the Tina Turner musical, which grossed $72,450,970 across 479 performances from 2019 to 2022 per Broadway World. Who are Tina Turner's 4 children? Turner was a mom to 4 boys: Ike Turner Jr., Michael Turner, and late sons Ronnie Turner and Craig Turner. The private dancer, performer, and Raymond Hill, a saxophonist who played for the band Kings of Rhythm, welcomed their eldest son, Craig, in 1958. She was only 18 at that time. The two broke up shortly after. 2 years later, Turner started seeing her first husband, who was also the frontman of Kings of Rhythm. They had their first and only biological son, Ronnie, that same year. The couple got married in 1962. After that, the best songstress adopted her husband's 2 kids, Ike Jr. and Michael, whom he shared with ex-wife Lorraine Taylor. He also adopted Craig. Unfortunately, Craig died in 2018. He reportedly died in his home in California. "I think Craig was lonely. That's what I think really got him more than anything else," his mom said at that time. In December 2022, just 5 months before Turner's passing, she also lost her son Ronnie from cancer. Who will inherit Tina Turner's estate? A huge chunk of Turner's estate will go to her husband of 9 years. Reports say that Bach is entitled to nearly half of the singer's $250 million fortune. After all, they had been together for over 3 decades. Her adopted children, Ike Jr. and Michael, are likely beneficiaries as well. However, there might be complications in splitting the inheritance between her 2 remaining children, as according to Ronnie's wife Afida, Tina's 2 children are Craig and Ronnie. She never adopted Ike Jr. It's just because she was with Ike that they were in the family, so the only blood descendants are Craig and Ronnie. The widow added, "Today I'm the only one with the name. There are no other Turners." Still, Afida clarified that she's not after the money. "I'm not here for that," she stated. "I'm here to respect my mother-in-law. I've always earned my own money. No one has ever given me anything in the Turner family. That's the Turner way." Okay. Meanwhile, Bach is already worth $200 million on his own. The German music producer, who's 16 years younger than Turner, has previously worked as a divisional managing director at EMI Germany and a managing director at EMI Recorded Music Switzerland. He famously gave one of his kidneys to his wife back in 2017. "I'm happy to say that, thanks to my beloved husband, Erwin, giving me one of his kidneys, the gift of life, I'm in good health and loving life every day. Turner wrote in her 2018 memoir, Tina Turner, My Love Story. Inside Tina Turner's $76 million home on Lake Zurich in Switzerland, where she spent final days. Tina Turner spent the last years of her life living in a $76 million, £61 million, estate overlooking Lake Zurich, Switzerland. The music icon died peacefully at her home on Wednesday at the age of 83, following a long illness. Leading up to her death, Tina had been living a very private life in village of Stiefel, Switzerland, with her husband Erwin Bach. The couple purchased their estate, comprised of 10 buildings, less than 2 years ago as a weekend retreat. The 260,000 square foot property boasts a number of water features including a private pond, stream, swimming pool and boat deck. Prior to buying the estate, Tina and Erwin rented a home, known as Chateau Algonquin, in the nearby area of Koesnicht for many years. New York Times journalist Amanda Hess went inside the sprawling property in 2019 and described the home as a cartoon palace. She described ivy snaking up the walls, gardeners manicuring the shrubs, a life-size two-legged horse sculpture suspended from a domed ceiling, a framed rendering of Turner as an Egyptian queen. She said there was also a room stuffed with gilded Louis XIV-style sofas, and, sprawled on one of them, Tina Turner herself. Amanda said there was a sign on the gate to Tina's home which read, "Do not even think about bothering Tina Turner before noon." Tina and Erwin had to wait to purchase their lavish estate until they received official Swiss citizenship, due to a law which states non-residents are not allowed to purchase property in the country. Tina decided to swap America for a life in Switzerland after her success continued to grow in Europe. "I have left America because my success was in another country, and my boyfriend was in another country. Basically, Europe has been very supportive of my music," she told Larry King in 1997, referring to the popularity of her song Private Dancer in the UK. Following her death, Tina's spokesman released a statement. "With her, the world loses a music legend and a role model." With her music and her inexhaustible vitality, Tina Turner thrilled millions of fans and inspired many artists of subsequent generations, they said. Her official Instagram added, "It is with great sadness that we announce the passing of Tina Turner. With her music and her boundless passion for life, she enchanted millions of fans around the world and inspired the stars of tomorrow. Today we say goodbye to a dear friend who leaves us all her greatest work, her music. All our heartfelt compassion goes out to her family. Tina, we will miss you dearly." Before she passed away, Tina Turner said something heartbreaking about her health and Erwin Bach. Before her tragic death, iconic singer Tina Turner shared a health warning that could inspire others to avoid some of the issues she faced, and also serves as a timely rebuke of the country's public health education and medical system. "If I had known how high blood pressure and kidney disease are connected," the late performer wrote in an Instagram post roughly 3 months before her passing last month, "I would have been spared a lot of suffering." As Lisa Fitzpatrick, a physician and medical epidemiologist, points out in a piece for Forbes about the heartbreaking warning, "It's jarring to know that even a star of Turner's stature, with access to state-of-the-art healthcare, was unaware of those risks." In short, as Fitzpatrick argues, it's a damning indictment of the healthcare system's failure to prioritize health communication and medical literacy. "My kidneys are victims of my not realizing that my high blood pressure should have been treated with conventional medicine," Turner wrote in her post. "I have put myself in great danger by refusing to face the reality that I need daily, lifelong therapy with medication. For far too long, I believed that my body was an untouchable and indestructible bastion," she continued. Turner had, as reports highlighted following her death at the age of 83 last month, suffered from high blood pressure and kidney disease, the latter of which led to her having a kidney transplant in 2017. As Fitzpatrick notes, healthcare literacy, which is majorly lacking in the United States, could have enabled Turner to understand how her blood pressure was damaging and why inaction would inevitably lead to the loss of kidney function. Fitzpatrick pointed out the way health messaging is often buried in a morass of corporate jargon, and that there often isn't a clear and agreed-upon way to deliver health information. And that's all despite an abundance of readily available information. Indeed, as the American Kidney Fund explains, high blood pressure is the second most common cause of kidney failure in the U.S., causing 28% of new cases. As many as 1 in 5 American adults with high blood pressure are at risk for kidney disease. Fitzpatrick, and Turner before her, are right to point out how important healthcare messaging is, and how, with better messaging, millions of people could have a better chance of addressing these issues head-on. We will never know how Ms. Turner might have changed her behaviors, Had she received the kind of information through the channels she needed to connect the dots between kidney disease and her blood pressure? Fitzpatrick wrote. May she rest in peace, she added.